So many cutters, so little time. Hello Livewires, Heather Boyd Wire here, and today it's Tip Tuesday. Today I'm going to show you some different cutters and what cutters you should use with memory wire. I have semi-flush cutters, flush cutters, and double flush cutters. And for memory wire, I have the memory wire cutters, semi-flush carbide cutters, and the bypass flush cutters from Beadalon. So without further ado, let's get wired. Today's featured live wire is Laura. Thank you, Laura, for sharing your beautiful creations in the Wiremakers Club on Facebook. Your sculptures are amazing, and congrats on being the top live wire in Live Wires for the Win Season 4. We'll test the Beadalon semi-flush cutters, the flush cutters, and the Xuron double flush cutters. This series of Beadalon tools has an inner nylon jaw that can be used to straighten the wire. You just pull it through. This is the flush part of the cutter. We're going to hold the wire and clip the wire flush so that part will be more flat on the flush side and the other side will be as flat. There's also the nipper tool or the flush cutters that you can clip the wire and it makes a really nice flush cut. I find these ones cut easier than the semi-flush cutters. And then Xuron makes a double flush cutter, and when you use the double flush cutter, both sides of the wire are going to end up being more flush, more flat. This is a fun tool as well, and it works really well. You can see both sides are flat. For the memory wire, we have the Beadalon tungsten carbide jaw cutters. This one is the bypass cutter, and we have regular memory wire cutters. Starting with the semi-flush carbide jaw cutters, I am going to cut the memory wire to see how it goes. Hold the end, otherwise it's going to fly. These cutters are great for hard wire. These are regular memory wire cutters from Beadalon. Work in the same way. We're going to hold the wire and just put the wire right down in the little space, and then we're going to close it, and it's going to give it a nice little cut. These are specifically for memory wire. Cuts really well, and you don't ruin your good pliers. And these are the bypass cutters, and these are great for memory wire because your end is not going to fly. We're going to put the wire in and we are going to clip it, and you see the end just stays intact. So let's go ahead and cut a piece of 6 inches of bracelet memory wire, and I'm going to make a loop right in the center of that wire. Keep in mind, memory wire is very hard to work with, so this might be a little challenge on your hands. We're going to make a circle with the bail making pliers, and then slowly we're going to use the tip of the bail making pliers to curve around the memory wire. We want to make a spiral, so we are going to gradually curve it in towards the center. Just gently move your way along the wire to try to get an even curve. Just little tiny bends moving along towards the center. You can make these as big as you want, depends on your bead, and then flip it around and use the smallest part of the bail making pliers to make a loop. Get your semi-flush cutters to clip the end of the memory wire and continue on the other side. Flip it over and make another spiral on the other side, going slowly, making gentle little bends to make it as smooth as possible. Just bring it around, tiny little bends. It's going to make a nice little curve, and this will hold its shape because the memory wire is very stiff. I tried this with ring size memory wire and it was much harder to do. The bracelet size memory wire is easier to work with. You have a little bit more give. So get down towards the center on that side, continuing to curve out the wire. Bring it in. You can make little adjustments as you go to make it even. They don't have to be exactly the same on both sides. Pull it back if you need to fix your curve. And then we are going to clip the end with the hard wire cutters. Pinch in that little pokey end to make sure it's flush. There's no little scratchy bits. And now you could go around and do any adjustments you need. You could push the spiral towards the middle to collapse it a little bit. Do any little bends that you need. Just push it down. And you could kind of give it a little half bends to push it towards the center, because we want it to be as smooth as possible. There's your little springy cage. And I put a 10mm pearl in there, which is okay. It bounced around a little bit. It was a little small. So then I got a larger 12mm size and just popped it in there. And then just line up the hole. Just get another wire and line up the hole so it's underneath the loops. And then you string a wire through it. You can make a little centered loop on one end of that wire. This is German style wire. Clip the end to about 1/2 inch. Get your bail making pliers to go ahead and do another loop on the other side. Here's the finished caged bead. It would be great for earrings. You could link them together for a bracelet, or you can use it for a pendant. Thanks so much for watching the video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making tutorials. Join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook to share pictures of your wire art and wire jewelry. Hop over to the Wire Lady TV channel every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, where I troubleshoot new ideas for wire art and jewelry, and I welcome your ideas and special requests. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.